Students, today we are going to learn how to make or form nouns, adjectives, verbs and adverbs. These are referred as word formations. In this particular vocabulary concept, we will be learning how to make noun forms, adjective, verb and adverb forms respectively. Let's start off with noun form. You can make nouns out of other words by adding suitable suffixes. Students, kindly ensure you write the spelling of the noun forms in case of changes. You can easily come up with noun forms from other root words by adding the before the noun form. This trick will help you to come up with the noun form. Let's consider a few examples. For the root word add, we add the suffix shin. Thus, the noun form would be add the addition. Similarly, the noun form for dark would be the darkness. How about differ? Yes, the difference. Here we added the suffix ence. You can now go through all the suffixes you can use to make noun forms and then solve the exercise in your book. Exercise. Attempt the noun forms of the underlined words. For example, the sentence given is, "The kind of drama doesn't amuse me." The word given is amuse, students. The noun form of the word would be amusement. We now need to replace amuse with amusement. Thus, the sentence construction would now change. The answer would be, "That kind of drama does not give me any amusement." Let's solve another example. This purse costs 2,000 rupees. Now, the noun form for the underlined word costs is cost. However, we must now replace costs, which is a verb, in this sentence with cost, which is the noun form. The solution would therefore be, "The cost of this purse is 2,000 rupees. You can now attempt the other sentences on your own. Students, let's now learn how to make adjectives out of other words. Here again, adjective forms can be made by adding a host of suffixes. Sometimes we need to make spelling changes so that you can also employ another trick. You can come up with adjective forms for a word by adding to be before the adjective form. For example, the adjective form of the word rely would be reliable. Here, the suffix able has been added. Observe that there is a spelling change that has occurred. Y has been replaced with I. Adjective forms for beauty would be beautiful. Energy would be energetic. Friend would be friendly. You can similarly go through other suffixes and use them appropriately to make adjective forms. Let us now learn how to replace the underlined word with their adjective forms in sentences. In this example, there is beauty in her eyes. The word beauty is underlined. We know the adjective form for beauty is beautiful. Her eyes are beautiful. The next example is, he showed his courage in the battle. The adjective form for courage is courageous. The answer here would be, he was courageous in his battle. You can now attempt the other sentences in this exercise on your own. Students, now that we have familiarized ourselves with noun and adjective forms, let's move on to verb and adverb forms. In case of verb forms, it is not always possible to add prefixes or suffixes. In some cases, you may have to remove the prefixes and suffixes to come up with the verb form. For example, celebration, celebrate. Remember that you add to before the verb form to come up with answers. Sometimes the same verb can be used as noun too. For example, words like slow, email, still, calm have the same noun and verb form. Let us now have a look at what suffixes we can use to form verbs. The suffix ify could be used to form the verb for the word's identity. The verb form for modern is modernized. Here, the suffix is use ise. Similarly, you can use other suffixes given in the table. You can also use given prefixes to form verbs. For example, friend, to befriend, call, to recall. Let us now learn how to replace the underlined word with their verb form in the sentence. Now suppose we consider a statement. My grandfather gave me no admission into his room. Here the word admission is underlined. The verb form for this word is admit. Therefore, if we replace the underlined word with this verb form, the statement would be, my grandfather refused to admit me into his room. Let's consider another example. Initiate a beginning and do not leave off in a hurry. The verb form for this word is begin. Thus, we start our statement with this word, which is a verb, begin, and do not leave off in a hurry. You can now solve the other examples. Lastly, we move on to the adverb forms. The best and the easiest way to make an adverb form is simply add ly to the word. For example, calm, calmly, happy, happily, polite, politely. However, remember that many adverbs do not end with ly. The answer how, when, why, to what extent, how often, how much, and other questions like these. For example, she arrived today. When did she arrive? Today, here is an adverb. Let us now learn how to replace the underlined word with their adverb forms in the sentence. Let's consider a statement. The boy replied in a rude manner. Here, the adverb form of the word is rudely. Thus, the answer would be, the boy replied rudely. We often delete extra words in such sentences without changing the meaning. You should handle these kids with care. Here, the answer is, you should handle kids carefully. Now students, with this, we come to an end of this vocabulary topic called word formation.